Welcome to episode 114 of the Scoped Podcast. Before we get into today's guest, got to plug the new sponsor here. We are now, of course, we've been doing since January the episodes at Freedom Brew and Shine here in Cumming. Very thankful to them for giving us that spot for the last many, many months. They were great to us, but now we're at a new spot. Crooked Culture Brewing here in Cumming, Georgia, located in the Cumming City Center. This place won one of the best new breweries in America last year. The beers are phenomenal, and it's here at the City Center. Shopping, restaurants, things to do, outdoor concerts. There's always a lot of things going on at the City Center, so
it really is a pity that they can't see everything that we're able to see right now.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it?
You can definitely see the...
you got those mountains over there.
Oh, my gosh. I know. That's where it's at.
If the sun's going down and you're here and it's like barely peeking out over those mountains, it's just like this golden hue right
Oh, my
there.
goodness gracious.
It reminds me of... So I grew up in Blairsville in North Georgia.
There you go.
And there's a golf course called Butternut Creek Golf Course. And when you're standing on the first tee, there's
expensive.
like 8 different mountain ranges that you're looking at on the first tee. And it's like one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my entire life. And that is what I love about bringing the podcast up here to North Georgia. Yes, we were in the city for a long time doing the podcast, and it was great. But
Midtown, right?
Yeah, we were in Midtown. The Rock 100.5 studio where we used to do it was located on Glen Ridge Connector.
Okay.
In the Cumulus building. And I almost hate that you never got to come do an episode when we were doing it at Rock 100.5 studio.
We've been cool,
because it was audio only. Scofflaw sponsored it at the time, and they would just drop.
You know, I played their grand opening.
Did you play Scofflaw's grand opening?
Yeah, dude. What is his name? Matt, I think.
Matt,
over there?
Matt Shire.
I ended up having a roommate. Strangely enough, it's just like such a small world that like did all of their accounting for like a while and stuff. They're all amazing, and their beer is phenomenal, but not as good as Crooked.
I drank a lot of Scofflaw. So they would drop off a case for every podcast that I was doing at the Rock Studio.
That's awesome.
And bands would come in, and we would be in the Rock Studio, just empty beer cans everywhere, doing live videos.
That's what I'm talking about.
They would play acoustic. I'm like, I would get so fired for that now if I did that. But it was a different time. It was
definitely a different time, a time where alcohol was allowed to be consumed in the workplace. I guess it's still allowed in this workplace.
This is episode 114 of the Scoped Podcast, and someone I've known for many years, and we're meeting for the first time in person, Chip McGuire. Give it up for Chip McGuire, everybody. The one and only Home Brew veteran. I played you a couple times on Home Brew.
Yeah, you did. And every single time was like, I don't know. I know the market is different with the radio, but I mean, you can't deny that it's just really cool to be able to be driving in your car and hear that you're not playing it. Somebody else out there is broadcasting it it's very validating. And it was a lot of fun. And I'm really, really grateful for both times you did that.
I mean, that's why I loved it. It was one of the biggest wins the Atlanta rock scene has had in a long, long time, probably since the 90s. You know, bands getting to hear their song at a prime time 5 days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, you'd be coming on after Nirvana or Disturbed, something I was playing before. So bands loved that.
Yeah,
like,
I think I came after Metallica one night or something like that, and I was like, well, that was rad.
Oh, the amount of emails I got. There were several bands that I got tons of emails, whether it be from listeners or colleagues or bosses. Mm-hmm. Both times I played Chip McGuire, it got great feedback.
Oh, man.
People
really
loved
that. It was really awesome to kind of see the mostly was what you were doing at the time, which was in a time where we're shifting into streaming and trying to figure things out, you were really bringing up local artists and stuff like that. So it was definitely a time where we felt, I think a lot of independent artists at the time felt like, well, the rich are about to get richer now, and we're going to just have, our chances are going to be lesser. There was this thing and this person that had a platform and was valid and was a part of the zeitgeist. Yeah. And had a voice and used it, and I thought that was really cool.
That's what I always wanted. I never wanted it to be, I'm the radio guy, you're the local band. Right. It was always, we work in unison. Yeah. Like when I started emceeing for bands around Atlanta, when I was doing overnights on Rock 100.5, I just wanted to build up my name, my presence as a local music ambassador. Yeah. So we worked.
I love that title, by the way.
Atlanta's Rock Ambassador. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's very true.
I got a tattoo of it right here. Yeah. With a skeleton and a microphone.
That's rad, dude.
The first band to call me that was.
You gonna show them?
If I didn't have a short sleeve,
just rip the sleeve off. Yeah. Just go for the bit.
First band that called me that was the Future Babes in 2017.
Okay, that's actually awesome. That's awesome.
Andrew Evans, and
it was a great title.
At first it was Atlanta's resident rock ambassador, and then I just started taking the resident off of it because I felt like it was too long.
And now you live here, so you're not actually residently in Atlanta, but you can be Georgia's ambassador. Or the America's ambassador, the world's ambassador.
I'm the world's rock ambassador. Jose Mangan is the metal ambassador on Liquid Metal on Sirius XM. So I can't take that title, but I take rock ambassador gladly. Dude, we've known each other for, I'd say, since 2019.
It was like right before COVID, I believe, was where we became acquainted. And then I think you called me right in the heart of COVID, which is where we started kind of getting to know each other. You called me, and it's funny because we're all trying to find things to do. Yeah. So I think we had found a church that was close to our house that had a huge parking lot. And so we would just set up and had a little picnic area where we would just hang out, and we would have all of our food, and then I would let the girls ride around on their bikes and stuff like that, and I would take a nap. It was just safe enough. And you caught me while I was out there riding around and stuff. I remember that because it was COVID. I think you were. I remember. What was the? You were still at 105, I think.
100.5. I think I was on Rock 100.5. Yeah.
I think you were.
I didn't go to the river until June of 23.
Right. That's right. Man, it's crazy that we've also managed to keep in touch. And, and all that stuff. You've been really, really kind, because I think for a person like you, it's very easy to be the radio guy. But I've never thought of you as a radio guy. I would never. Jackson, dude.
Just a fun job. And that's why I worked so hard to get Home Brew on Rock, because I loved the band so much. I was friends with so many of y'all. And so I fought for 6 months to get Home Brew on
That's
Rock.
Awesome.
It took me 6 months. But
Axel wasn't feeling it. I remember Axel from 99X.
Yeah, and now we're at the river together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
So one day I want to get Home Brew back on the river.
That would be sick, man.
Yeah,
that would be
that's
awesome.
A goal.
Dude, and perfect timing, because I feel like everybody is the river still 96.1?
97.1.
97.1. That's right, 97.1. The river was, how long has the river been around now?
Since mid 2000s, I think.
Mid 2000s. That's gonna be a big step for you, man.
Yeah.
For you and Axel. That's awesome, dude. I'm super proud.
I'm super
dude.
proud, man. It was tough though, because during COVID, we were still doing Home Brew, but I was broadcasting from home. I was.
That's right.
When we first started broadcasting from home, I had my setup in my closet in my apartment in Buckhead, and I remember getting on the air for the first time. When we started
before the misses.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, it's been that long.
Well, it was no. We were dating during. Oh, we were dating. We started dating in 2019.
You guys weren't married.
No.
Right.
But so I'm in my closet and I'm doing radio, and I remember the first break I did on Rock from home. I was like, well, this is weird. Where I'm about to play Disturbed here in my closet, in Buckhead, and then we moved into the townhouse in Roswell, and I was broadcasting from the guest room. And crazy times, and we thought that was going to be life. We thought that was going to be how
We thought we were gonna all like live this virtual life and just kind of have to see each other through like a screen or something.
Yeah.
And what was cool is I remember you were posting videos and like clips and stuff like that of you having to work from home.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it didn't hit me until you were doing that. I was like, of course, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense, and like that we have the science now to be able to do it from home. But I was one of those people. I was like, well, this is how we live our lives now. I'm just gonna send you letters with a drone or something.
Of course, a lot of people had a rough COVID. My wife and I, we had a great COVID.
I had a great time.
Because we hadn't had kids yet. Shepard came in 2022. So we were both working from home, and about 5 o'clock, we'd be like, what are we grilling and what are we drinking tonight?
For me, my kids are what made COVID so much fun, because we had to reconvert our house into a livable space for, I guess, to be there indefinitely. So you end up finding all of these parts of your houses that have uses for silly things. And we put fake grass down in the playroom, and and camped a lot and stuff like that. And it was a wild time. That's so fun. And it was fun to watch a lot of the things that people were doing at the time to try to pass the time, because we were having to find new and interesting ways to, I don't know, just feel human. Because human interaction is just such a huge part of like kind of who we are as a species. And so like I would watch people. I got the idea to like watch POV things of like. Rides and stuff, and then set it up to where it feels like you're on the girls are on the rides and stuff. We went on lots of tours. I saw the world, man. I saw the world. We saw the world together from our living room.
That's so great. I remember during COVID when it first started, colleges were offering free classes on some things.
Oh my goodness!
And so I started like
on that.
I started like 3 different classes, but never finished them. And I go, this will be a cool idea. And then I was like, I feel like I'm in school.
A cool idea until you realize that there's no one to keep you accountable. And
I know.
You're like, oh no.
I was like, I got to study. I got a quiz on Thursday, but it's 12 o'clock and I can have a beer right now because I'm at home.
It's like I could. And that was a hard thing. Is because at the especially in the very beginning, everybody was just like. Screw it, dude. Just pouring wine, and my buddies are doing their virtual. I'm gonna look at you guys like this and hiding that fact that they've got alcohol over here, like. And that was how we lived our lives.
I thought I was gonna get in the most shredded shape ever. I'm like, I'm home all day. I can work out, and then I realized I can have a beer with lunch.
Oh yeah, dude. I definitely did a lot of work on my keg.
Let's cheers real quick.
Dude, toast to you.
Oh, cheers in the. I'm gonna take one sip. Tell me how good that is.
That is phenomenal, dude. IPA. What is this? What IPA is that?
They've got like a bunch of different hazies, and hey, so which IPA did you get?
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go try it again later.
Sample some more. Dude, this is crazy. I love this. I love this setup, Brandon. This is a great setup.
Yeah, this is rad.
This is an intimate kind of feel where the focus is on the conversation, not just the atmosphere like it was. This is cool.
But I feel like it's still interactive enough.
We're watching cars go by right now. We got the breeze coming in. You're playing at 3 o'clock right there on the patio right there.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's my stage?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could watch me. Then I could just sit and drink beer and watch me play.
All the foot traffic that's going to be coming by, and people.
This is a great venue, man. This is just an awesome spot. Coming has become a lot of things, and I've started coming up here randomly because I was telling you the company that endorses me for acoustic guitars, it's called Rose Creek, which is named after the street that it's on here in Cumming, Georgia. And so he builds all of those guitars, and I drive up here and kind of watched, I guess, things kind of evolve over the last, man, I think I had one of his guitars for over 10 years now. So it's been interesting kind of coming back and forth and watching all of this. And now this is here.
Yeah, this wasn't even built when we moved here in 2022, or it was being built just in the beginning parts.
I know that you at home and stuff can't see, but like the color palette, I'm absolutely obsessed with.
We were in the bathroom and he was like raving about the color palette.
I'm just being like, the ultimate lavender man, and I'm just like, yo, bro, how about this indoor decor, bro? Like it's this yellow, the palette. But it reminds me of Third Man Studios in Detroit. I was showing you Jack White's studio is all yellow, and it has like sinks and stuff like that. It's just wild. He even makes everybody wear yellow when they're there.
Really?
Dude, yeah, the guy's. I mean, he's Jack White. He's Is he genius or is he crazy or is it both?
People probably say that about you.
They mostly just say that I'm crazy. Really, that guy's out of his mind, and I don't like tell them they're wrong. I mean, for anybody who knows me, knows.
All right, we got to get into how Chip McGuire started in the Atlanta rock scene.
Okay,
We got to switch.
All right, so I came up in the early 2000s, kind of being in like the punk and emo scene that was kind of happening at that time. So the venues, some of these venues don't even exist anymore, like Swayze's.
See, I thought you were like 30 or like.
I mean, like I don't know that I'm not. That's actually really funny. All right, so let me tell you a random factoid. That's really it's silly. So I was adopted from the Philippines, and there's a lot of weird, some weird discrepancies I think with some of my paperwork. So we actually don't have a consistent age. So we don't actually know for sure what my age
What?
is.
Are you serious?
I was born anywhere between 1980 to 1985, I guess.
You don't actually know how old you
85
are?
to 89.
You don't actually know how old you are.
I'm around 40. I mean, Uncle Sam said I turned 40 this year, so I'll go with it.
That's wild.
That's yeah.
Do you not have a birth certificate?
I mean, I do, but it's different from what my adoption papers say. So, I just go with whatever Uncle Sam says. You you got to pay the tax, man. Once I turned 18, I was like, all right. I might have been 13 or 14 when I got my license. So just think about that, Uncle Sam. It's a wild ride.
That's a crazy
we got off subject. I don't even remember what we were originally talking about.
How you got into the Atlanta rock scene?
So it would have been like 2007, 2008. I was playing in a bunch of different bands and ended up moving out of the state for a little while, just kind of mix things up. I don't know if any of you have lived in a recession. That's hard enough, but trying to start a band in a recession is dumb. And I was like, I'm going to be a musician for the rest of my life. And so I was trying to pursue this thing. Of course, ended up getting a real job. That was during the oil spill of 2010. I randomly got a job as a boat operator out on a jackup barge out in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain. So that moved me out of state. I came back to a very different town of Adairsville, Georgia. Adairsville, Georgia. There's not a whole lot that was there at the time except for a stoplight.
Barnsley Resort's there.
That's actually what is. That's like right out. Isn't that
I love Barnsley. We went there for her baby moon.
No, it's beautiful out there. It's beautiful, and I love how Adairsville does claim it. They should, as rightfully so. And Adairsville actually has a really great spirit about it. I actually am very proud to be from there, despite all the bullshit. Well, you got to talk a little shit about your hometown. You got part of growing is going against the grain and then coming back and realizing that you got the same bullshit everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. Yeah. But when I came back, I knew that I wanted to be a musician, but I didn't know if I wanted to be in a band. I ended up linking up with a guy out of Atlanta who's been booking for the last 30 years named Francisco Vidal, and he actually got me started playing just cover gigs and stuff. And then I started realizing that I might want to be a solo artist. And then I tried my hand at songwriting, not really knowing what that was going to look like. Over time, I ended up cultivating a really, to me, it was an original sound of just kind of accepting the fact that I'm kind of a redneck. No, I am a redneck. I am what I am. I was around it, I dipped for like 15 years.
Same.
And it wasn't until the love of a very special woman came along, and they were like, I don't know about that. And I was like, I like you more than dip. But I ended up trying to kind of create a combination of that southern country, Americana music that I grew up listening to, like the Eagles and Tom Petty, and along with kind of what was currently kind of happening with pop country. So a lot of the structures and chord structures and stuff are going to be kind of similar. but then also kind of incorporate that emo sound and kind of creating a little bit of aggression and just I don't know. It kind of came out into this new grass sound, I guess.
So what are some bands that you play with in the Atlanta rock scene or that you're close with?
Man, of course I would immediately do this once you ask a question like this, because mostly out of fear that I'm gonna like leave somebody out, and I get a phone call, be like, "Hey, I noticed that you didn't mention me, and like, we're best friends.
Thought we were bros,
and I thought we were homies." And it sucks that I'm trying. You know, there are a lot of people that are in the local area that I've gotten very, very lucky to be able to brush shoulders with. A lot of really super talented people, all the way from the bottom up. I've been trying to like get into some circles with. There's a lot of artists like Ashley Brooks, who's a really talented country artist. She's doing a lot. I got a really good buddy. I got a name drop. My buddy Chase Baker. Chase, I know you're out there up in Nash. He's doing a lot of really cool stuff, and I've been trying to get him really good with what he's kind of doing. There are a lot of other. I'm trying to think of some of the really good solo artists that are really trying to push away. There's a girl that, right now out of Cherokee County named Jessie Lane, who's kind of pushing her way up, and I think she's going to do really, really well. And actually, one of the people is actually in my group now. One of the things I started kind of doing, we were talking about my voice a little bit, and we can get in more detail about that. But, you know, as I started having to give my voice a little bit more time to rest and stuff, I started getting these great opportunities working with pop artists and R&B artists. And I was working with a girl named Katie Bell. She was on American Idol. She was one of the contestants. Wow. I can't remember which season. I'm sorry, Katie. Sorry. But we had worked together a little bit on some of her stuff. We had played at a couple places like Eddie's Attic together. But she has continued to kind of like, you know, introduce me to new people that are trying to look for a guitarist and stuff like that. So first of all, it gives me an opportunity not to have to sing so much. But it's also introduced me to some really talented people. And one of the people I was introduced to, her name, she goes by Yanni K. She's I guess you would call her a pop artist. She lives a little bit south of the perimeter, but we've been gigging together and we've done some stuff like Eddie's Attic. I'll have to like let her talk a little bit about it, and we'll invite her over a little bit later. She's actually, I liked her so much that I was like, man, will you play? Will you sing with me? And it doesn't really make sense because she's so much better of a singer than I am. So much both the
great that you can admit that.
No, I think the evidence is clear.
I think whether you're a musician or like me as a radio host or whatever it may be as an entertainer, you can never think that I'm the greatest or you always need to be learning something from everybody that you encounter.
Absolutely.
Because someone's always going to know a little bit more about something than you do.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you know, you may be great at this one thing, but someone else has expertise in something that you may not have as much in. So constantly learning something from every person that you meet or come across, something you can take away from them.
There's always something you can take away. And I would say that even if you are the best of the best and the greatest and have the greatest ideas, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've learned is that like if you are somebody who has a lot of things like that, if you can't help people on your way up, nobody is going to be there for you on your way down.
Yeah. The hardest thing is to stay on top once you get there.
That's and that's hard. I've never heard of a story of anybody who's reached meteoric success that didn't say that the fun part was getting there, and then being there was really where the work started.
The fun part is always the climb.
It is the climb, and you don't realize it until you know while you're in it, because it's
you're
a struggle at the time.
Because all you want to do when you're on the climb, you're like, I just want to get to the top. I just want to get to the top, and you think it's going to be this sexy, you know, just okay. All my dreams have come true. I'm here. Then you get to the top, and you're like, shit. Now I got to worry about everyone that's climbing, that's trying to climb to the top.
Everybody's. It's kind of like being the number 2 guy in Afro Samurai. Everybody's coming to take your spot. Everybody's coming for you.
You know who I always says has the greatest job in football?
Who?
The backup quarterback. Because they make millions, but they know the playbook better than anybody, and they're ready to step in if needed. But other than that, that's the greatest job in the world.
And that's an unsung like flex to be
Yeah.
like say that you're good enough to be able to, in case Tom Brady gets fucked up, like I'm good enough that they think that like I'm closer to Tom Brady than you are to me, like in skill, like.
It's the greatest job. They're like, all right, you're in.
I mean, there's something like that should be said about pro sports in general, especially all the unsung heroes. Like, all right, there's some guy that like played basketball. I think in the 2000s, and he had like the lowest like average. He was known as the crappiest basketball player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so it got so bad that people started trying to give him a hard time about it and being like, oh, I'm a high school student or I'm a college student. I bet I could whoop that ass. And people start showing up. He starts accepting these challenges and starts spanking these people.
Yeah.
And he's like, y'all don't understand. Like, I'm may be the worst in the NBA, but
You're still an NBA player.
I'm better than you. Like I'm better than all of you. I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me.
That's what I hate when people call like NFL players or NBA players. They're like, oh, he's trash. He's an NBA player. He's an NFL player.
I'd love for you to try to go up against that guy and see how fast that mouth is gonna get.
Like Draymond Green. People used to hate on Draymond Green, NBA player for the Warriors back in the day. He's still an NBA player, and he was a starting player. And
It does. You know, it's funny you were talking about positions that you've always thought was like. I always thought that the kicker. I actually am really angry that I didn't go back in life and just like become a kicker for the football team.
You make $1 million, $2 million a year to be an NFL kicker, but that's the hardest job on the team. Because if it comes, remember
pressure.
Adam Vinatieri from the Patriots back in the day? Super Bowls, he was the kicker of Tom Brady's team. Well, anyway, imagine.
It's a train.
Yeah, they run trains around
It's a mini
here.
train.
Shepard
Y'all can't see it, but there's a mini train.
Shepard loves riding that train. Somebody just squealed out at the red light.
off camera and off the books. I'll show you a video. There's a video of me on one of those trains. I'm behaving poorly.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm in Atlantic Station, and I was having a really good time.
I used to live right by Atlantic Station.
Did you? I love Atlantic Station.
Man.
How strange is it? Like it's a town. It's a neighborhood on top of a parking garage. And the whole time that you're walking around, you just randomly see like this port down, and then it regrounds you and reminds you that you're like, oh yeah, I'm like up in the air. Like I'm not on the ground. I'm definitely not at sea level.
Yard House was my favorite place there to eat.
Oh my gosh, there's so many good places to eat up there.
I haven't been in years, but
what was the name of that? There was an Irish pub that was up there, and I used to go to an open mic there.
it started with
it was like McCray. No, it's not McCray's.
McKee. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It was great.
Oh my god,
it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know it. I hate that. Somebody out there who's watching this knows and is
they're like
yelling
saying it right now. They're like
yelling at their
idiots.
phone. It's blah blah blah. Well, thank you.
But,
it's not helping.
Vinings. We were talking about Vinings.
Yeah, Vinings.
I used to live in Vinings.
Oh, really?
I loved Padriak's Pub. It's an Irish pub there in Vinings.
I don't know if I've ever been to that one.
Incredible.
I love
And
Vinings.
Orient Express, the sushi hibachi place that was in an old train cart there in Vinings.
Oh yeah. I admittedly I haven't actually spent time in Vinings in probably about almost a decade. It's been a while because of my well, I used to play there a lot, and there was a spot, I won't name it, but I used to play there. I played there for years, and then I had that altercation with that jump. Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was on that. I don't want to like offend anybody, but also
We love to offend people.
It also is a funny ass story. Like, so I'm playing at this place in Vinings, and I'm playing a version of Rocky Top that my banjo player and I like to play, where at the end we would end up, instead of saying, we're your home sweet home to me, we would say, oh, you're the worst in the SEC.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that was getting exceptionally hot and bothered over it and was really stoked that we were singing Rocky Top. Every word, he's in my face. This guy is letting me know that he loves what I'm doing. Well, when I get to that part, I watch him deflate. The internet breaks in his brain. He starts just spitting out all of these football stats. And finally I go, I tell him, I'm like, hey man, it's a joke. Both my mom and my dad went to the University of Tennessee. My mom has a master's degree from there. It's a joke. And he wouldn't let it go. So finally I ended up saying, look, man, and my biggest mistake was saying it over the microphone. This could get you fired. You can't just say this to people if you're a musician out there. I wouldn't advise this. But I said to him, look, dude, do you live in Georgia? And he goes, well, yeah. I said, then fuck you. And I got fired.
From the venue?
I got fired very fast. They were like, hey, man, the boss man called. He don't want you to play here anymore. I was like, okay, that's fine. That guy wrote a scathing review. It's okay.
Happens.
I found out he had a local business, and I got everybody to give him a 2-star review until he had to shut down his website.
Hey, I've had people call me up on the radio.
Because I'm like that.
I've had people call me up on the radio and be like, you suck. And I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I really don't.
And you're like, I mean, I'm a pretty kind individual. I don't know what I did to you, but
I'm really.
what could you do to anybody to make them be so angry that they would call up there and wait through in order to get through to tell you that they hate you?
He was on the wait line for 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And he was just, I just want to tell you, you suck. And I'm like,
That resolve, though.
I'm like, you can feel that way, man. That's cool. That's cool. But I'm actually a really nice guy.
Wait, why did he think that you sucked?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But I just remember. I remember one time it was a college football thing, and it was a year or two ago, Florida State versus Georgia.
Okay.
It was a bowl game, and Florida State had all their backups in. Everybody had already committed to the NFL, so they didn't have a bunch of people playing in the bowl game. Mm-hmm. And Georgia played their reserves too. And Georgia had gotten screwed over out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And so I'm talking about how Georgia should have been in there. They whooped Florida State. And I know both of them had their backups in, but I said that, and the guy calls me up and goes, "You are absolutely terrible, man. You don't know anything about football." And I'm like,
dude, it's football, man.
Football, bro.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It's just music, bro.
It's not the end of the world. So one thing
Not for that guy.
One thing we talk a lot about on the podcast is how the scene was kind of roaring before COVID. Like 2018, 2019.
Oh, man.
I was emceeing at Smith Soul Bar, at
So
Star
much.
Bar. Like, people were going out and seeing shows. Yeah. And then it's like clockwork. It shuts down.
It was awful to kind of watch it because so much was starting to happen, even especially right around me. Woodstock had grown to and gotten an amphitheater, and just so much epic growth, especially in the music scene. Yeah. I was starting to get into those places like Eddie's Attic, Smith's Old Bar, the Hard Rock over there, and dude, it was amazing to watch how excited people were to be out, and then no one was allowed. No one.
I remember the last show before the scene really closed down for good was Greco was going to play at Smith's Old Bar, and they played it, but then shows were pretty much done after that. And so the podcast would probably be on episode 300 right now if we hadn't had to take a break, because during COVID, no one was playing, no one was really doing anything, so there was no point in having the podcast at the time.
Yeah.
And I always say, yes, people were.
There's Tom. Tom's in my band.
Oh, nice. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Yes, bands had an uphill battle even before COVID. Mm-hmm. It's 10 times worse since COVID.
Yeah.
People are even more apprehensive to go out and see shows now or music they don't know, even more than they were before COVID happened.
It's just, I feel like everybody's so much more selective with their time when they go out. I know that I kind of am. I think it kind of conditioned a lot of us in a few different ways. First of all, it made us realize how many resources there were to where we could just be lazy as we needed to be. And, you can have all these services sent to your house, and because of COVID, those services have only gotten better. But then I think also when you start getting that mentality, that nesting mentality, you kind of always sort of feel like your back's up against the wall and you're kind of looking out for potential threats every time you go out. I mean, I don't know why it kind of fills you with that that feeling that kind of carry around with you. But then now, like even for me, when I go out, it's like, do I really want to go see that band? I mean,
and you're a musician, so
and
you have more of a desire to see other music.
and I love getting out and watching live music, stuff like that. But I mean, it just the mentality kind of shifted. I think just in terms of how I think also in the way that we ingest media, we got more into apps like TikTok and things like that. And I think
we're more voyeuristic now.
We really are.
Like I never went out before COVID. I was never at home. I was always at a show or emceeing I was always out. I was never in. And then COVID happened, and I'm like, shit, the house is kind of nice. And now I don't want to leave my house sometimes. Like,
that, and we also did so much work on our houses. We're like, I might as well hang out in this like kingdom that I built during
you said
COVID.
You did like turf in a room or grass in a room or something like that.
Oh yeah, we did all sorts of cool stuff like that. We turned that whole into an indoor room. I mean, we had nothing but endless amounts of time, so it was hard to fill that space with anything other than just raw creativity. I'm sure some people hated the entire time. I mean, there were a lot of people on the internet just hating, but I wasn't.
That's also the thing is COVID did give us that lazy type of mentality. Like, oh, it's Friday night, I'm gonna stay home. I'm not like
I call it cozy. Okay,
cozy is a better word.
Cozy,
but. You like the idea of staying in now versus before COVID. It was like, all right, it's Friday night. Where are we going? What are we doing? It's Saturday night. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, Netflix at home sounds pretty good.
I mean, I discovered things like Sara Lee pies and realized, I could...
Sara Lee pies?
Yeah, I just realized that I can eat one whole pie during a movie. So, like, I love doing that sometimes. Like, that is now something that I do in my life.
And one big thing
that
venues did... Oh, that's a nice Mercedes.
Oh, my gosh.
One big thing that venues really got into post-COVID, cover bands. Like, a lot of venues don't want original music.
Yeah, the tribute, especially like, I didn't really get it until I went to go see a tribute band, and it was for Incubus, and I was like 17 years old all over again. I'm like crying during like one of their songs, and I was like, it's like they just sell you so hard on this nostalgia, and it just makes so much money that it makes so much sense for venues to kind of focus on that.
Like, because venues know that in the current musical climate, that if you book a band that plays songs that people know, people love, people can dance to, they're going to fill the room more with that than an original band. And I mean, that's the truth, but that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
it does, but I mean, it's just kind of the nature of the beast. Yeah. I tried to look at COVID in general as, at least for me musically, I try to take this as a way to evolve and also make steps forward. So let's imagine I'm here on the timeline of success. You're raging amounts of success. Here's somebody that I want to be like Jason Isbell or something like that. Right, so
fingers right in my face.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get to this level, right? Trying to catch up to them, but they're always moving too.
Yeah.
Up the timeline. But during COVID, everything just stopped, so they were not able to tour or anything either. So I was like, all right, maybe I can use this as a way to get better at certain skills. So I mean, like I started trying to get more into like what it takes to market yourself as a streamer. Things like that, just to try to evolve. And it seems like the world. Kind of kept that mentality, especially for original music.
There's a great topic that I came up with that I want to talk to you about in a minute, that I thought Chip McGuire is going to be perfect. Brandon, this is going phenomenal, by the way. Can you admit that this is a way better setup than our last place? This is so much more intimate, and I love it.
Thank you, Brandon.
What was my topic? No, I know my topic. I know my topic, but there was something I wanted to get to before I got to the topic.
No, you're good. We're talking about the evolution of kind of just the music industry as it pertains to.
So with the current landscape of the Atlanta rock scene, I've been telling bands we need to get back to old school guerrilla type marketing. Like all these bands are like, hey, we got a show coming up at Smith's, and they just do Facebook. They do Instagram. Well, you know what? A lot of your Facebook and Instagram followers, they don't live right here.
Right
I
there.
go, you need to market your show to people that live in the area of where you're playing. You don't, your buddy that lives in Alabama or Florida,
He doesn't
he's not, I mean, how many times have you had friends or people say, oh, yeah, I'll probably come to that show, and then they don't show up,
And
right?
then, well, sometimes, like, and that was one of the things I actually learned during that COVID time was about a little bit more about marketing, because I didn't have a marketing background, but you start to kind of have to learn these things if you're wanting to be an independent artist. So that was like making sure that if you pay for Facebook ads or something like that, you're making sure to read your metrics and learning where people need to be targeted and things like that. It's exhausting. I want to pay somebody to do this for me, but I can't afford it.
No, people, I say, all right, if you're playing a show at Star Bar, go hang up posters. Go hand
Dude,
out
that
flyers.
actually is a wonderful idea.
Like, just do it yourself or pay someone a little bit to just go hand out flyers at Little 5 Points.
I think we live in the world today. I think that does. I mean, it is relevant to do it that way.
Like, if you have a 4-band lineup for a show or a 3-band lineup, buy a billboard.
Yeah.
Buy like a week or two run for a billboard. Yeah, it might be a few $100s, but advertise your show.
Right.
Like, we've got to get back in the faces of people that live right here. Not just doing Facebook, not just doing social media, but marketing to people right here in where you're playing.
Especially since, like, it's sometimes not always guaranteed that the people that you want to see your stuff on Facebook are even going to see it.
Yeah,
Like
the
you were
algorithm.
saying, that because of the algorithms and stuff like that, which is another skill that you have to obtain to understand how to navigate the algorithm.
No.
It's not easy.
One thing I was really excited to talk to you about, this topic I came up
Stoked.
with.
All right.
I think people have less of a want to ingest new music right now.
Okay.
And I think, and I want to get your opinion, I think it has to do with the lack of depth in lyrical writing.
I can definitely agree with that. On it depends on what kind of. I want to tread on this lightly because I don't want to hate on anything because
No, we're not hating, but let me give you an example. Like WAP, you know,
Okay.
that song, right? It was a huge song. Does it have any depth to it? No. I feel like people listen to music as background noise now versus Nirvana and, 90s grunge or 80s hair metal. Like, when songs used to be written about life, it was poetry or things going on at the time. The war of the 70s, people wrote massive amount of songs about.
I think that back in those days, songwriters still kind of existed, and there are. Not to say that there aren't millions of artists that aren't still, songwriting. But I think that when you look at the way that mainstream music is sort of formulated,
And yes, we're talking about mainstream,
you
yeah.
see a lot of people that a lot of tropes that are. It is exactly what I said. It's a formula. Yeah. It does succeed. We have all proven that we all love it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's sustainable. We all love Reese's peanut butter cups. We can't live off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say the people that I'm actually starting to get into, it's interesting that you bring that up because I also did not start listening to any new music because I felt like it all was just kind of stale, especially, a lot of the stuff that's kind of coming out on the radio, and especially within my genre. A lot of rural adjectives and
And what is your genre?
references.
What is your genre?
I would say I'm kind of a country artist, a little bit more alternative. If you want to get hipster, there's like hashtags like emo country, stuff like that. But
Emo country?
Yeah, yeah. I don't make all of these up.
What is emo country?
I guess it's a combination. I thought all country was emo. It's just a bunch
Is
of.
it Fall Out Boy and Garth Brooks meet each other?
I thought it all was emo. It's just a bunch of guys, a bunch of white boys whining about their girlfriends leaving them. It's like that's what I thought it was. I thought we were all on the same page here. It's just from the suburbs to the country. It's
Well,
all the same
one thing, like, how many did you have any movie or music posters as a kid growing up? hanging on your wall? Who were some of the people?
Man, my walls were covered wall to wall, and I like to cut out things. I got a subscription to AP Magazine, which that at the time was like the magazine that you read, because it had all your mainstream underground bands that you like. Not everybody knew their names, but you could buy their T-shirts at Hot Topic. You know, those kind of bands like that. I mean, I had the Fall Out Boy, I had the My Chemical Romance, but I had like Incubus, and I was really into Rage Against the Machine. Their other band that they put together after that with Chris Cornell, Audio Slave, had all of their stuff. I was really into a couple of prog bands at the time, so I had a couple of stuff like Pinback and bands like that. I was also going through a phase where there's a progression of my wall where I went from like, hey, I'm discovering music. Here's AC/DC because Dad says they're rad. Yeah. Here are the Beatles. And then it was like, all right, I need to find the most obscure things so that I can feel better about myself as a consumer and somehow be a more elevated consumer than my peers, you know, that kind of mentality.
Well, this is another thing I talk about a lot. Is the current climate of rock doesn't influence culture like it did. Like, you don't have any newer rock bands on your wall, like, because they don't influence culture like it used to. Like, when Limp Bizkit was coming out, you know, everybody had Fred Durst on their wall. Everyone had Kurt Cobain poster on their wall. You don't have a 3 Days Grace or Disturbed poster on the wall, or new bands like the Glorious Sons. Nobody has that on the wall. Rock doesn't influence culture like it once did.
I would say that also that's because of an oversaturation of the market.
Massively.
Right now.
I always say that.
Like, there's just too much content. Like, it is psychologically proven that if you give people too many options, they're just not going to choose one. If you give them less options, they're likely to choose whatever they identify the most with. But otherwise, it just breaks the internet, and they're like, I just rather not.
That's the big thing about streaming. I have Netflix. I have Amazon Prime. I have Hulu. So like if Aisha and I are like on a Friday night and the kids are asleep, we're like, hey, let's watch a movie. You spend more time looking for a movie to watch than the movie time.
Than the actual time. I don't even know if I watch TV and stuff anymore. It's usually doom scrolling. Yeah. Or dopamine chasing is what I like to call it.
When it was just cable TV, I'd be like, all right, let me watch TBS or ESPN.
And you would watch something just because it was on.
Yeah, because that's all the options you had.
You're like, how else would I have watched this many episodes of Roseanne?
Now you just have options. You have endless amounts of options.
And then people constantly trying to say, which one of these
defines you as a person? Good, get it, brother. In a Chevrolet Silverado, he was listening to rap in Cumming, Georgia. I like it. I like the diversity. Sorry.
No, dude, I was vibing. I'm sorry. I made eye contact with that guy.
This is where we play In the Club by 50 Cent.
He knew that I knew.
And Post, play 50 Cent In the Club right now. I'm kidding. Don't do that. We'll get sued. We got Scotty from Freedom Academy Music here.
Dude, what's up, man?
Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Freedom Academy. You said Freedom Academy?
Freedom Academy Music, Academy. Right? Yeah. That's
awesome. What is? Tell me a little bit more about that. What's that?
It's a music lessons facility, and we also have a full functioning recording studio. And it's a beautiful recording studio.
No kidding.
I might do an episode or two there.
I'm gonna talk to you later. Yeah. Because I would love, dude. That's wow. That's incredible.
A band that I had on the podcast, Mannerism, which was like a godlike band in this area. They could play back-to-back nights 2 miles apart and fill a room here.
You say it's Mannerisms.
Mannerism.
I like that name.
They're no longer a band. They broke up. But
Mannerism.
Which pisses me off because they had a lot. They were really great. They played mostly covers. They did have some originals, but they would play covers and put their own spin on it.
You know, it's funny coming up in like the underground scene. We all like thought that covers meant that you had like sold out or something like that. But I've learned that covers can get you in the room, and that's the most important thing because no one's going to listen to you if you're not in the room. So be smart. Don't be a dumb hipster, okay?
Dude,
just play the game. Play the game.
I just think about this, and I think about us like. if you could fast forward when we met and the amount of times you and I have spoken and the amount of conversations we've had, and then like fast forward to like us now sitting down having this great conversation.
I mean, it's been enough time. You've had a child. You've gotten married.
Two
children. You've had children. You've gotten like I actually got divorced since then. Wow. Just all like a lot of things have happened.
A lot of life.
A lot of life happening. But
I'm way more mature than when we first met.
I also am. I want you to go ahead and know that. This beer would be gone if it had been the first time we met.
My beer is gone. I didn't even mean to. I was just gonna have one sip, and then I'm like, it's just once it hits your lips, it's so good.
And I don't want to like be that guy that's like alcohol, blah 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 blah. I love beer as much as the next guy. I just have to really watch my voice right now.
Yeah.
I was telling you a little bit earlier. I have over, I guess, just the course of just life, a lot of rock and roll, and then during that divorce, I didn't necessarily take care of myself as well as I should. So I ended up kind of doing a little bit of damage to especially my speaking voice. You'll hear when I try to speak over a certain register, it starts to break up. Yeah. But singing hasn't been too much of a problem. But actually, in talking to people, I mean, it turns out speaking actually requires a little bit more out of your voice than just singing. So I have to be selective, and I'm just watching it, and I'm like, it's going to be in my belly before this night is over. Just know, like, several of these will be in my belly.
And it's all free for you.
Oh my goodness gracious! Don't tell me that.
It's all taken care of.
Don't tell me that.
You are the honorary guest of the Scope Podcast today. You're playing. Can't wait for you to play out here. 3:00. Huge visibility for you and your band.
That's awesome.
And are y'all Chip McGuire and the Mountain Blood Collective now?
That is what I'm kind of calling myself as. The reason why I kind of did that, when I was the Chip McGuire band, I did have a lot of guys that were my kind of like just like my ride or die crew of guys. We ended up kind of having some bumping heads a little bit on some stuff creatively and kind of regarding the business of it. I wasn't really necessarily in the best headspace. May have made a lot of poor decisions as well, but
which we've all done.
Yeah, which we all do. We all do. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. I totally spaced out. You asked me the question, and I started to branch off, and I forgot.
We were talking about the concert you're about to play at 3:00, and
you were. Oh yeah, yes, and the band.
Yeah. Mountain Blood Collective, yes.
Yeah. So when we kind of separated our own ways, I realized that I was having to like get session players, but I started working with a lot of different really great musicians, and I had this new freedom to kind of be whatever I really wanted to be, and work with whoever I wanted to. And so I like that idea of being a collective, so that it doesn't necessarily exclude anybody. If I don't want to, I would love to have a band that will be like my band, and right now I'm kind of building that. But it actually has become a collective of people that are already doing stuff, and kind of a way for us to kind of work together. And no matter where I go, I would like to think that it would be a vehicle to help them as well. So,
I think one of the best things you can do as a solo artist that is forming a band is surround yourself, like we were talking earlier, with people that do things better than you can do at certain things.
Oh, 100%. Yanni is a way better singer than I am. She's making eye contact with me. She knows it's true.
She's like, you better give me props because you know I'm superior.
Dude, can we meet Yanni?
Yeah, you want to come over here, Yanni? Come on.
Hey, both of y'all come over here real fast.
Get over here.
Yanni also always outdresses me. She always looks phenomenal.
Yeah, she's with the fit today. And who we got here?
This is Tom. Tom is like also kind of on the subject of the collective. I met Tom at an open mic that I was hosting at Two Birds Tap House in downtown Marietta.
Yeah.
And Tom had a band of his own that he was kind of with. And I don't remember all the members that you played with that night, but I remember that you came in, and I pulled Tom afterwards aside, and I was like, "You should play with better musicians, man. You're a lot better than they are."
My late wife used to say the same thing.
And I think you had, speaking of which, he said his late wife used to tell him the same thing. You had just lost your wife like a year before that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so so we ended up kind of becoming really good friends. And over time, he was kind of a part of the collective. hopefully, I keep trying to get him to get out and gig more. He needs to get out and be as Tom, because he's once again a much better naturally talented singer than I am. Both of these people are just absolutely incredible.
But you're a talented writer and arranger and put songs together in a way that sounds really good, and that's a skill I don't have that I would.
I would say that there was definitely a moment, a very definitive moment, where I was like, I'm never going to win guitar competitions. I'm never going to be able to urban yodel like the best of them. So I might as well just like find something in a wheelhouse that I could be good at. And songwriting has been kind of what I've stuck with.
So today at 3, are y'all playing as the Mountain Blood Collective? And
Yeah.
y'all playing a little more. It's a country style feel to it? Or is it country rock? Or
It is more, I would say that it's a more aggressive version of Americana. I would say it's a more aggressive Southern Americana. If you needed to put it in like a
And I just love that y'all are the first band playing at the new sponsors here, Crooked
yeah,
Culture.
dude, this place is sick, man.
Yeah.
And the beer is excellent. By
The
the way.
beer is very good. The beer
I don't know if anybody can hear you guys or not, but
Oh, hey, I'm drinking sangria. It's really good.
they have
I'm drinking beer. It's really
they
good.
have sangria
They have
here?
sangria.
they have
Oh,
sangria.
wow. Man. Interesting. I didn't know they had sangria.
I didn't realize that until you were walking around with it, and I was like, "Oh snap! It's that kind of spot." And I'm like,
They have
of
a
course it's coming,
rooftop
Georgia."
too, with a rooftop bar that they open on weekend nights. It's really cool. And the food's really good here. Santa Maria, Homestead over there. This is a great place.
I didn't know they had a
This is nice
rooftop.
up here.
They have 2 ice cream shops. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, just what I need.
Dude, what's great is we got a little bit of time in between. I kind of want to walk around. I
Yeah,
think
y'all
that's gonna be
should.
dope.
Y'all should.
That'd be awesome.
You out, Scotty? Dude.
Thank you. How do I look up more stuff about you? How do I like contact you?
I've tagged you on a post, so just follow me from there.
I will on Instagram. Or all right, cool. I'll talk to you on the
See you,
gram.
Scotty.
Nice. That was awesome. We doing because I got to send you that song, yeah.
Where are we at? We're still going.
Yeah, we're still going.
You got 5 minutes.
Oh,
I got 5 minutes. What?
It's 12:24, so
12:24.
when it hits 12:30, that's like an hour. That's the hour mark. 5 minutes to the hour mark.
Well, we might go over a little bit. I
oh
don't
my
give a shit.
goodness gracious! This has been a lot of fun. Plus, this has been like a long time coming.
Yeah. Like there's so much. I could talk to you for 4 hours right now.
Yeah, dude,
because
there's just so much to catch up on. We also have a lot of like we've encountered a lot of the same people. You've actually featured a lot of our friends on Home Brew, like the Relics. You did
I
them.
love the relic. Joseph Piper's a great
Yeah,
guy.
Joseph Piper. I freaking love that guy. Who else is he? Who else from our scene is doing really well? Because I felt really bad because he was like, "Who are you? Who's
That
kind
was
of
the
doing
thing.
stuff?"
When I first got in, I was like, there are different scenes within the scene I found.
Then you have like a lot of the female.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Jessie Lane, Anna Calvin's a really good one. She's I don't know what you
Do you
would
know
call her
Hannah
full-
Zale?
Oh yeah.
So
Zale.
Hannah and
know
Carly
Zale.
of the Pussy Willows.
Yeah.
They're coming on next month.
Oh, that's awesome. I opened for them at Eddie's Attic
Yeah.
one time. That's
Yeah.
actually how I met them.
I love Hannah.
Oh my
Love
gosh,
her.
Hannah's so talented.
Hannah and Carly, they're just great musicians, so they're going to come on next.
I want Hannah to start doing her solo Zale thing again because it was a rocket. That was rock and
Zale was
roll.
great. Back in the day, before I had the pleasure of meeting Chip, bands like Greco and Flashback Flash and Zale, they would come in the rock studio and we would just do Facebook Lives, chugging scofflaw beers, and they would do like acoustic stuff.
That's not responsible.
And
man.
my
You
boss
gotta be
would
careful,
come.
scofflaws will
My
chew you up.
boss would come and look in the rock studio when I was on Rock 100.5, and he would be like, and there'd be empty beer cans everywhere, like next to $30,000 equipment, and I'm like, I would be fired in a heartbeat for that now.
Oh yeah, dude. Well,
But it adds to that really like that vibe.
Yeah, you gotta have the microphone when you talk.
It really adds to that like kind of grungy vibe
Oh,
where
it was a
people are
great
drinking beer
time.
and just
it was,
hanging out.
It was a great time to be a radio host and to have.
I'm sorry I missed it.
oh yeah. I'm sorry you missed it too.
It
Tom.
was a good time. It was a good time.
There was like I don't know. There's still like some really cool spots in like East Atlanta that kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, but you gotta find them. You gotta dig. You gotta dig.
This is all new territory for me.
You know, the point
Oh
of
yeah, he's not an Atlantean. He's
Are
never
you
been.
not?
He's never been in
I'm
Atlantean.
a New York transplant. I'm from Long Island.
Oh yeah.
no,
Yeah, he's
you
from
give
Long
that
Island.
vibe of New York. You give that vibe of Long
The
Island.
bustling metropolis of Lake Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Its claim to fame is the Long Island Railroad takes you to Manhattan in an hour, but it's kind of a haul. You know, I'm glad I'm not in New York anymore. The music scene wasn't all that great, and it's a lot more here.
We have better grits down here.
Much better.
What's a grit?
We have much better. We have.
What's a grit?
My cousin Vinny. Yeah.
He's like, what's a grit?
I actually know Ralph Macchio.
Do you really?
You don't know Ralph Macchio. Why do you know Ralph?
My late wife, her stepmother.
Lean in a little bit, just a little bit.
Her stepmother worked with Ralph Macchio's wife, who was a physician's assistant at Stony Brook Hospital on Long Island, and she's married to Ralph Macchio. And my wife's stepmother would have a Christmas party every year, and
He would wash the car. Wax on. Wax on.
He has a son named Daniel, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, I swear to God, he does.
He named his kid Daniel.
And his daughter was in an episode of Karate Kid. The Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played the therapist.
I hope I
That's
look
his
like
daughter.
I hope I look like Ralph Macchio when I'm Ralph Macchio's age.
but-
That guy looks phenomenal.
But Ralph's wearing a piece.
Ralph is not. Don't you say that.
Yeah, he is.
Don't you say that about Ralph
'Cause
Macchio.
I remember seeing Ralph years ago when it was starting to go back there.
Are we dropping truth bombs here on the Scope
Ralph,
podcast about
Ralph,
celebrities?
I want you to know that I defended you on this podcast.
I don't think
okay?
I don't think it's a piece.
Yeah, it is. and I would and Ralph he's such a nice guy, down to what you see is what you get. He's a really down to earth guy. Remember hanging out with him, talking about the Rangers, drinking a bud. Oh yeah, drinking a bud and just hanging out. And he's married to his high school sweetheart, and he really does have a good life.
Like a really wholesome guy.
He really kind of is.
Who wears a piece?
Now, where's a piece? Wait. Down here in the South, that wearing a piece means something different. It means you're strapped.
It's the Bible Belt. We protect ourselves.
We-
Second Amendment.
That's right. Stand your ground.
We're strapping a hairpiece.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Let's wrap it up here in a minute, right? Because we're approaching the hour mark, right?
Dude, this is awesome. Thank you.
Dude, was this what you thought it would be after this long of knowing each other?
I don't know what I was expecting to really get myself into. I know that, I've watched a couple, podcasts being filmed and kind of how they chop it up and how they kind of market it and stuff like that. So I was really excited about, all the content that you guys were going to be able to create. So I know you're already on this meteoric rise with your radio career. So I didn't know if it would feel like being in a radio studio or if it would be I don't know, just kind of talking to somebody.
I've always positioned it as buddies talking.
No, dude, this is rad. This is way easy. It wasn't like a lot of pressure or anything like that. I think if anything, there was mostly a pressure just to remember where the cameras are and not do this and stuff like that. Remember the mics and stuff.
So coming up at 3:00, you were the first band to play here as part of
I'm
the Scope
so stoked,
podcast.
man.
Chip
So
McGuire,
grateful. So grateful.
Mountain Blood Collective, right here on the patio, 3 to 5. Of course, this will come out later, so doesn't mean shit saying this now on the podcast. But I'm so excited to introduce y'all when y'all play.
I'm really stoked. I think I'm gonna walk around, probably end up on the roof. Or you said there's a roof bar or something like that, right?
It doesn't open until night.
Oh no, they
know.
won't let me see it.
But they got great food all around the city.
I'm gonna eat.
But the
You better
rooftop's open. The bar just won't be open.
Oh, okay.
until-
Yeah, I just want to see the roof. I just want to look over in the mountains. It's beautiful out here.
It is beautiful, man. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. I love it. We love living here. And I just, like I said, I could talk to you for hours.
I know, man.
But I don't know if people will listen for hours. Chip, so great to have
you.
you on the Scope podcast finally. This has been episode 114 of the Scope podcast with the great Chip McGuire. Thank you to Brandon Barker, as always, for the amazing video, frontman for the Rails to Roads. And they did the intro music that you heard leading into this.
That was rad, by the way.
I am Jackson Heaton, Atlanta's rock ambassador. Very proud and honored to have that title. And, when we were in the rock studio and when I was much younger before having a family, I ended every episode by saying, next time, wear something tight. And I got it off a movie. I don't know why I said it, but it stuck. I would just be like, next time wear something tight. So now I'm too old to say that, so we're done. We're done.
I'm taking a nap. I quit.